Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TFC podcast. It's the first episode, and for those who are new or, well, basically to everyone, this is the TFC podcast where we're going to discuss a lot of, well, football-y things. But it's a lot longer than a TFC weekly roundup. I'm not going to explain it for hours on end because we have things to discuss in this episode. But anyway, I'm your host, GM19. Your co-host is Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
And we also have a guest. Drum roll, please. It's Charlie! Hello, Charlie.
Alright, boys.
If you can't tell, Charlie's a Chelsea fan. I mean, no, he actually is an avid Arsenal supporter. He goes to every single game.
Love
But yeah, basically, he's a Chelsea fan. Jack's a Chelsea fan. I'm a Tottenham fan. And today, we're going to be rebuilding, basically speaking about the future of three sides. Them three sides are Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Without further ado, let's get into it. Who are we starting with, boys?
I believe Chelsea.
Chelsea. Let's start with Chelsea. Since, obviously, Chelsea is your favourite team, we thought it was fitting to start with them. So we're going to go through the transfer rumours for each of the three clubs, how likely and whether we think they are going to happen, our prediction for where they're going to finish in the Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, etc. And we're also going to predict their lineup, including the transfers. So basically what we think, or how we think they're going to line up next season, including the formation and all of that. So I'm just going to list off some names that Chelsea have been rumoured to sign. Obviously, they have already signed two players, Hakim Ziyech. Am I saying that right? I think so.
Yeah.
Ziyech, and obviously Timo Werner. But let's start off with a person that's been linked a lot with Chelsea, Havertz.
Yeah. Top of my list as well.
Yeah, top of my list. I think it's the top of everyone's list because, I mean, if Chelsea will manage to nick Havertz, that would be massive for the club. One of you want to discuss? Because obviously both of you watch Chelsea more than I do, so.
I mean, I'd rather Sancho, but Havertz is still good.
Okay, yeah.
For me, looking at Havertz's stats, they are ridiculous. 29 appearances, 12 goals, 6 assists from midfield is brilliant for me. And he's attempted 1,294 passes this season, and he's completed 1,125 of them. So he's only misplaced 150 passes, which is ridiculous.
He's a sensational player. And would you go as far to say he's underrated? Or do you think he's rated fine?
I think for 21, I think he is a bit underrated. Obviously, because the Bundesliga isn't as big as the Premier League. Not many people know that much about him.
Yeah.
But no, he's phenomenal for Chelsea.
Yeah, I'd say he's not ridiculously underrated. But in the last couple of years, he's really made a name for himself. And him being so young, it'd be a massive move for basically any club to get him. Whether it's the best of the best or the worst of the worst. It's a massive transfer. And one I'm sure most Chelsea fans, if not all Chelsea fans, will want. How likely do you think this transfer happening?
I'm not that sure, because I've heard loads of rumours we've put in bids, and then over the last few days, it's all gone a bit quiet. But I think that's because Chelsea are waiting for him to play his last game of the season, and then they're gonna really go for it.
They finished the season. He's just got a cup game.
Yeah, exactly. But it's whether Chelsea want to spend the 80-90 million that he's valued around.
It is a lot of money, but in modern day football, it's a lot more reasonable because modern day football, you're paying like ridiculous money. Let's face it, no player in the world is worth hundreds of millions of pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we've covered this before on at least one of the football chat videos before, but it's just I think football's got way too much money in it. But at the end of the day, I think Havertz is worth 80 million.
Yeah,
and he's so young.
I think to get him for that would be brilliant because I saw someone say if Chelsea get him for 80 million, there's a possibility over the next few years he goes to 100, 120 million. So it'd be profit for Chelsea as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with investing in older players. You don't get that. Whereas with younger players, you invest in a younger player, you're not only getting their current form, you're also hoping that, they've got massive potential. A player like Havertz got massive potential. Could become one of the best players in the world. Definitely in his position. So we didn't actually. Are we going to say out of 10? So how likely it is out of 10?
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying off the bat. Okay. Weirdly, I feel like it's a very possible transfer to happen. I mean, Chelsea are making a lot of moves after the transfer ban. I'm going to say 5.5 out of 10.
Going,
Five is likely.
That's I think it's likely.
I went for 8.5.
8.5.
I went for 9. I think because Bayern Leverkusen not getting into the Champions League, it's really opened up a route for Chelsea.
I think with this as well, with rating out of 10, we have different standards, I guess, because there could be, like, I'm saying 5.5 out of 10 is, like, slightly, because at the end of the day, if you're saying 5, it could happen. 5, just over 5, is like, it could happen, and it has a decent possibility of it will. So.
Well, I also put how much I'd want them into the ranking. So, like, I was doing how much I think it would happen, but I also did whether I want them as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
8.5, probably likeliness is 50-50 because he's either going to pick Chelsea or Real. They're the only people bids. I guess Bayern Munich as well. But I definitely want him to come. If Sancho isn't coming, then Havertz is a great second option.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm assuming you want him to come. You'd prefer to have Sancho. Could you imagine both? I don't think it will happen. There's no way it will happen. It would be ridiculous money. But especially, obviously, because of the pandemic and everything, the money in football is going to go down a little bit because clubs are going to be hit hard from this because, obviously, they haven't got fans paying for tickets and all of that. But, I mean, it could be worse. It could be like women's football because I'm pretty sure there was speak of a talk, like, originally that there's not enough money in women's football to keep it going during the pandemic. I'm pretty sure that talk is gone now. It'll be funded anyway, but there's a lot of money in men's football, so there shouldn't be an issue of it, having a massive effect.
Yeah, because I was saying, if we did get Havertz, where would Mount come into the system? Because Mason Mount's been performing brilliantly for Chelsea. I mean, he's 21.
Rotate, don't you?
Yeah, same age as Havertz, but he's out of 30 appearances, he's got 6 goals, 4 assists. So obviously not as good as Havertz, but I think he's been brilliant for Chelsea.
Yeah, but in fairness, Havertz has played more up top than Mount. Mount hasn't played up top, whereas Havertz has played up top multiple times for Leverkusen because they are limited in terms of striking options.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can rotate them, and I guess because they're slightly different players, as you said, Havertz obviously has played slightly more up top. It could work that you could play both of them somehow, but I don't think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it could work. I mean, obviously you could play a 4-1-1 maybe. 4-4-1.
Yeah,
no, I'd recommend playing a 4-2-3-1 with those 3 cams just rotated around.
Yeah.
But then where Pulisic fit in with Ziyech coming in, Mount, Havertz, Pulisic, you've only got 3 players to play in that midfield 3. So Pulisic has been doing brilliantly this season. I would rather Havertz than Pulisic. The reason is because I think Pulisic has been playing so well at the moment. He's looking way more like Hazard. And if we continue to give him the minutes, he will definitely, for me, he looks more promising than what Hazard did when he was younger. So, I mean, it's a tricky debate. Do we drop Mount then if we don't play Havertz?
Yeah.
It's a tricky situation.
Chelsea have a lot of good youngsters, especially if you signed Havertz. That would be another amazing youngster. And as much as it pains me to say it, since there is a lot of rivalry between Tottenham and Chelsea, Chelsea have a very good squad full of youngsters. And it's not just in that midfield area, attack area. You've got Tomori, you've got Reece James, name after name that are very good and young. But at the end of the day,
the defense does need work though, and I'd rather take that Havertz money. We can keep Pulisic, take that Havertz money and invest in someone like a Tagliafico or Telles. Not Chilwell though.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Not Chilwell.
I do actually have Chilwell on the list, so should we just forget about him?
Chewy. I mean, yeah, no, we can put him on. I just think he's way too expensive.
Okay, we might as well transfer into the left back position. I have 2 left backs that's been linked.
Should we just go through all our left backs? Because I've got a load here.
I've got a few.
Yeah, okay. I've got two. So shall I say my
I've got
two, and then
three
you
down.
say you two, your two?
Oh, who
Yeah.
have you got?
I've got Digne, and Chilwell.
Yeah.
Have you got them?
I've got Tellez, Tagliafico, and Chilwell.
Okay. So should we go over all of them, or just the ones that we think is most likely?
I think just
Uh,
generally Tagliafico and Tellez, just either of them are fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
yeah, every single left back we've just mentioned is quality. I'd beg to, well, I'd say that Digne is probably the player you'd least want out of the list we've just named.
yeah,
No, I think Digne is better than Chilwell personally. I know he's not as old, like he's much more affordable and he's much more
Yeah.
experienced. Another guy I saw this morning linked was David Alaba, and I think that would be a really good option because he can play centre back as well.
Okay, so
I'd
David Alaba, yeah, that's actually a very good shout. And if Chelsea were to get him, that'd definitely improve their squad.
yeah,
Because Alaba's like apparently 50 to 60, Chilwell's 60 to 80, and Tagliafico and Tellez are going to cost around 20.
Yeah.
I'd love Alaba as well because obviously we saw from West Ham game we were absolutely dreadful in defence, and Alaba would give that leadership we need as well, and he can play centre back or left back
Experience.
depending on injuries. So
So we're probably going to say, even though neither of us actually have it on our list, but it is a rumor. But we're all going to say that Alaba is probably the best option out of the ones we've just named.
I don't know. He is still 50 to 60, and I think Tellez and Tagliafico are both very good left backs. And if we can get them for 20, it'll make more sense. Plus, I'd like to see Tagliafico and Ziyech link up again because they link up well at Ajax. So maybe to see that come in, it'll help. It'll help Ziyech settle in, and I think it would be decent down that left side. I mean, Ziyech plays more on the right, but they still linked up at times.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of left back options. It is depending whether you want to splash the cash, or just spend like 20, 30 million on a left back. And obviously, if you end up getting Havertz, there's going to be, I wouldn't say you've got much chance of signing another massive name along with Havertz, because you've already signed two big names, or certainly one massive
I
name.
think Chilwell would be too much if we were to get Havertz as well. I think that would mean we couldn't get a centre back. I think we need to get at least one centre back. I'm fine with Christensen. Zuma played well the other night, and Tomori looks decent. But I think we need someone more experienced, someone like Thiago Silva, just to fix it for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
And then hopefully one of them will become a leader, I guess.
Yeah, okay. You saying about defence, your issue in centre back. Let's move on to a player that there's talk that you might put him in that kind of defensive area, and I'm sure some of you have it as well because it's a well documented one.
Yeah.
Declan Rice.
Yeah. I was looking at his stats, Declan. I think that would be a brilliant signing for Chelsea because what we want to do is we want West Ham to go down because one, they beat us, and then two, it would make Declan Rice's price rocket down. I mean, he's used to Chelsea. He looks really good. He looks their best player, and I think it'd be really good to see him in defence. I think he could actually play really well in defence.
Yeah.
I just don't think we need another young centre back though. We've got Tomori, we've got Zuma, we've got Christensen. We need experience, not another young one. If we're going to let one of them go and bring in Rice, fair enough. Maybe that's a good option. But I think we need experience because Luka just doesn't bring any; he just brings mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rice, should we say the likeliness of this one? I know we've not said that on some of the other ones, but we'll say how likely we think this is. I put 6 out of 10, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna say 5 out of 10.
It's dependent on whether West Ham go down, isn't it? If West Ham go down, I am really confident he will sign for Chelsea because we could play him in that midfield role as well if we wanted to. And also he's been captaining West Ham, which means he does have a bit of leadership. But I think at the moment with West Ham out of the bottom three, I reckon it's about 4 out of 10.
Yeah. But if West Ham do get relegated, and fingers crossed they do, then then yeah, I can see Declan Rice coming to Chelsea, or I'd say quite a few. Well, not quite a few teams, but there's definitely options for Declan because he's a young talent. And Chelsea, as Jack said, Chelsea already have a lot of young talent. It's whether they want to make a full young talent team and just full of youngsters, or you get a couple of
We
players
do
with
need
real
some
experience, like Thiago Silva on a free.
Well, I've got other centre backs, and I think they're better than Rice.
Okay, shall I say my last person that I have here? He's in the defensive area, and it's one that I don't personally think is very likely. But there's obviously speak of Kepa leaving Chelsea from certain sources, and this is a goalkeeper that a couple of sources have been suggesting might sign as a replacement. Is Areola?
Yeah. Well, with Areola, I don't think he'd want to come to Chelsea. Obviously, he's been to France, he's been to Spain. I think he just wants to go to somewhere where he can settle down with his family because he's been travelling all the time because nobody really wants him at the moment. So I mean,
I don't think Chelsea would be the best option for him.
No, definitely.
And I don't think he'd be the best option for Chelsea. I think it wouldn't.
No, I think there's better options.
Yeah, and I don't think it'd be a very good deal just in general because I can't see him spending years upon years at Chelsea. I think if I can't name a club off the top of my head, but a club that isn't massive but isn't really small because he is a good goalkeeper. But a club kind of I don't know. I can't name one on the top of my head as I said, but maybe a club mid-table. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's
kind of non.
Non.
Yeah.
Come to non. Yeah. Oh, but we got Lafont. It'd be a sub.
Yeah, Lafont can sit on the bench. Areola can start. It's all right. Lafont said he'd sit on the bench.
And it's French.
Mind
It's
you,
another French side, so he doesn't have to go far. The language barrier shouldn't be an issue because obviously there isn't.
Yeah, so it'll be fine. We can send Lafont back to Fiorentina and just start Areola.
Okay, that's all my rumours I have. Oh god, my phone just vibrated. Yeah, that's all the rumours I have. I'm assuming Jack, you have a couple, don't you?
Yeah, I put Koulibaly for centre back. I think he's definitely a better option than Rice. Much more experienced, even if he hasn't got those leadership qualities, but he'd still nurture that defence and make it better. Obviously, Thiago Silva as well. I think that's a good option. That's all for centre back. Oh, Skriniar as well. 9 out of 10. I'll put for him because I think that would be banging.
Yeah, I definitely think Koulibaly, good option. I'm not sure whether it's very likely, however. Well,
I mean, it's more likely he'll go to Liverpool, but if he does come to Chelsea, then that's a really good signing.
It's a really good signing. I would you say for both sides or one side of the party?
Well, he doesn't really want to be at Napoli anyway. I think it's really between, do we want Rice and Chilwell or Koulibaly and one of Tagliafico and Telles?
Yeah,
I think we know which one we want. We want either Tagliafico or Telles and Koulibaly, but then it means we wouldn't be able to get Havertz. So I mean,
I don't think it does. I think Koulibaly we could get for 80 mil, similar to Chilwell.
I agree with Charlie though. I think it would because you've got to remember how much money that would cost to get Havertz, Koulibaly, Tagliafico or Telles. That's big bucks. And you've got to remember they've also signed Ziyech and Werner already. That is massive amounts of money.
Yeah, but if you have a look, Ziyech and Werner combined was 60 mil. We've still got 100 and something from the Hazard deal. We've still got money from other signings. We've got Morata's money, which went straight to Werner's. So that frees up another 40 mil because we spent like 40, 50 on Werner.
That is a very good deal when you say it like that. Morata for Werner, that's massive.
We're getting rid of Morata and getting Werner. So I think we have got lots of money. Plus, Abramovich is hardly poor.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say with Levy. Levy's not poor, but he's just a bit tight.
Yeah, very tight.
Yeah.
With the whole situation that's going on, would Chelsea want to spend that amount of money with everything that's going on? Because obviously with coronavirus, they've lost quite a lot. But then what about the whole financial fair play then? We have to be careful with that. We don't want the same scenario as we had this year where we could sign.
That was from selling young players.
You wouldn't want to have the same situation as Manchester City.
Yeah, Man City got done for that. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah,
Well,
you don't
do
want to
we
be
want to risk
splashing
it?
the cash on loads of
Yeah.
players and then not being able to
But
play.
it's a 3-year period. That's what I'm saying. Is that because we've made such a gain from having that transfer ban, we made such a gain through that period that it doesn't matter if we splash this year, because over the 3-year period, if we save the season after, then we should keep it under the guidelines or the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's worth the risk, but
We can manage it.
yeah, but it's a different situation for a team like Chelsea, because I wouldn't say you need to sign Havertz, for instance. I think it's something that
No.
it would be cool to sign him. It would help the squad a lot, but it's not something you need. So
I'd rather invest in the defence.
yeah,
Personally.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans would agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
Think you need to invest.
Sancho over Havertz. If we're gonna buy another attacker, can we get Sancho, not Havertz, please?
I mean, that's good with the Sancho deal. I saw something this morning that United don't want to pay over 50 million for him.
That's
they announced that the other
ridiculous.
day. So
And then they splashed the cash on Maguire. 80 million for
80
Maguire.
That's
What?
ridiculous.
They won't pay more than 50 for Sancho.
Yeah,
That's
it should be the other way
crazy.
around. You shouldn't pay any more for Maguire, any more like than 50 million for Maguire. But for Sancho,
So
you're
that kind
gonna
of
have
puts
to splash
us
the
up
cash.
against Real and Barca.
Yeah.
Uh,
He wants to come to England, 100%. If he had to choose between Real, Barca, all these Spanish teams, and then I reckon he'd want to come back to England. He's got loads of English friends from the national
Yeah.
team.
We're his boyhood club, and I don't think he'd want to go to Liverpool just because
No.
he won't play. He's guaranteed starting every game pretty much for Chelsea. For
Yeah.
Liverpool, he will not start. Well, he should, but he won't start over Salah and over Mane. So he won't get met. He'll. I think it would be terrible for his career.
Yeah.
And I know they're saying, oh, he probably will go the summer, but maybe stay another year in Dortmund.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought he would stay in Dortmund.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I
if
think.
Chelsea can get him, I think we have to.
Yeah, I think it's Sancho. I think he should come back to England because obviously he is English. He has a lot of friends that are English. Yeah, I don't think it'd be great for his career, as you said, going to a big club, because he just wouldn't get the playtime that he deserves. But if you went to a club like Chelsea or Tottenham, please, we need. I'll take anyone we can get, especially Sancho. But I think coming to an English club, and an English club that he will start most games, if not all, is what he needs.
Yeah.
The thing is, looking back now, I love Hudson, but maybe we should have let him go to Bayern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really like him, but if it means that if we sold him to Bayern, maybe then they don't get Sane, but we would sign Sancho. And I think that would be so much better than having Hudson, because Sancho, I think, will definitely be up there with Mbappe challenging for Ballon d'Ors. As for Hudson, barely any minutes. I love Hudson. I've literally got his name on the back of my shirt, but I don't know how. We really haven't seen enough of him to be able to judge how good he is compared to Sancho.
Yeah.
Should we move on to where we predict they're going to finish?
Well,
Mhm.
I've got a couple more.
Okay.
Let me just check.
Yeah, I've got one more. So
I saw Cristiano Ronaldo linked. I just don't think it's going to happen.
No.
I think he's way too expensive, so I'll just brush over that one. Obviously Sancho, but I also put down Coutinho, which I think if we're going to buy him, it's a waste of money. But if we go on a loan, 1 or 2 years, I think we should definitely go for it.
The thing with
He's a
Coutinho is he's
magnificent
been
player.
linked with basically
loan.
any team in the top 10 of the Premier League.
yeah.
He's been linked with
Yeah,
so
but-
many clubs.
Okay.
He can't move to every single one of them.
And then the last guy I have left is Saeed Benrahma from Brentford. I think he's very good, but I think he'd probably stay there and play the Prem next season if they go up. If not, very good chance that we could sign him. I don't know. He's definitely not better than Sancho. I don't know how many minutes he would get, especially over Pulisic, since he predominantly plays on the left wing. So I don't think he's worth it, but he's decent.
Okay, yeah. Should we move on to the finishing place now?
I've got one more.
Okay.
Andre Onana from Ajax. I think I had a look at Kepa's shots. If we want to win the Premier League, if Chelsea realistically want to win trophies, we need a new keeper. Kepa's faced 78 shots in the Premier League this season, and he's conceded 35 of them. So that's 56% save ratio. So it's a 50-50 chance for saves.
I mean, he's not helped out by a bad defence, to be honest.
Yeah, true. But then if you look at Alisson, he's got an 84% save ratio, which is so much higher.
But if you look at quality of shots, our defence are letting the players through directly on goal.
Yeah.
These people that are shooting at Alisson have Van Dijk in their way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and obviously their fullback, Sandro Gomez, who's another solid one. They have got a rock-solid defence.
I did forget the keeper who I have put in Dean Henderson. I like Onana, but I think Henderson's much more affordable and easier to get out because he's not first choice at his club.
United won't sell. United, I guarantee United.
He's not going to start. He will force out a move. He's got a year left on his contract. United aren't going to want to let a young talent go for that. So unless they're going to get rid of De Gea, in which case, De Gea is not a bad option. I mean, he's definitely overpriced, but
I saw on Sky.
Dean Henderson.
I saw on Sky Sports that they were valuing around 75 million for him, which is, I was saying that's a risk though, because we paid 70 million for Kepa, and look what's happened now. And also he's playing in Sheffield United side, which is gonna loads of shots are gonna come at him. So he's gonna face.
He's proven that he can play even with a leaky defence and still be solid.
Yeah.
Not saying that Sheffield United. I think Chelsea have been more leaky than Sheffield United. The problem was with Kepa is he had one season at Bilbao. It was a panic buy and it was a stupid transfer. The difference is we know Henderson's good. We've seen him in the Prem. He's proven himself that he's good, and I think it's a good signing. Whereas Kepa, just out of the blue, random on a Monday morning, we just signed a 70 million keeper. Do you know who he is? No. Have a clue. You can't pronounce his surname either.
Yeah, I used to call him Arazaga Bagalaga. I was so confused. Like, this guy called Kepa Arazaga Bagalaga signed for Chelsea. I was a bit confused, but yeah, I mean, I'd heard of him before, but 70 million is a lot of money for any player. Not so much in the modern day, but still, it is a lot of money.
For keepers, especially.
Yeah, and it is a risk, as Charlie said. It is a risk. But is it a risk you'd be willing to take? I think it should be a risk that you're willing to take.
I mean, he's definitely a great keeper. We know that he's one hell of a keeper. But
I've seen people saying that we should try and loan out Kepa for 2 seasons, and then so we keep the player, and if he performs well on a loan, like a 2-year loan somewhere, then we keep him around. But we buy someone in the meantime as well. If Kepa plays better than whatever keeper we bring in, then obviously we start him. If not, if he plays well, we can sell him. And it's going to be, at least we'll make some of the money back. We won't make the money back in the short term, but in long term, we should be able to make some of that money back.
Okay, should we move on to the finishing, where we think they're going to finish next season? There may be a little bit of favouritism in the room, or in the 3 rooms. Well, in the 2, actually, because there's 2 Chelsea fans. But Premier League, let's start with Premier League. The main talking point. Where are they going to finish? I think we probably have around the same kind of positions. Either that, or you've been really favourite and just gone like first place.
No.
First place, 20 points clear.
I considered it.
Yeah, I put 3rd because I feel.
Yeah.
Well, it really depends. If we sign another couple defenders, I reckon we can challenge with Liverpool and City. Although I don't think we will do that, I reckon we'll become 3rd because I think Liverpool and City are just so far ahead of everyone that it will take at least a couple seasons for Chelsea to really link and to gel together before we can start challenging with those top 2 sides. So I think 3rd.
Yeah, I put 3rd or possibly 4th. I'm not sure whether they're gonna challenge for the title. It's really depending on how the rest of the transfer window goes. But I think 3rd or 4th is realistic.
Who could you see else finishing above them other than City and Liverpool?
Yeah, well, it's why I put 3rd. But 4th, you never know. You might see.
If United pull off something massive, then fair enough, possibly they could sneak in there. But I think only Chelsea are anywhere near closing that gap to those 2 teams. Personally, though Liverpool won the title, I think City is still the better team.
Yeah.
But And I think Liverpool will do what City did, and I think they'll win it again next year because they have just been so much better than everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool are going to win it next year, and then either Chelsea or City second, and then whoever doesn't finish second, third. I can't see anyone else catching up to them other than Chelsea. Chelsea have got the money to do it. They have got the squad to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, City's squad is just exceptional. They've got incredible depth in every position, pretty much, other than possibly left back. You could see as a weak area, and maybe centre back. They could probably do with another centre back. But other than that, which I think they will strengthen this summer, I think Chelsea have also got a very good squad, and it will be tight at the top.
Yeah, I think unless a side like, as you said, Manchester United or possibly Tottenham, if we pull worldies when it comes to
Stop
reeling
dreaming.
in players. But what did you say?
Stop dreaming.
No, I think if we can pull in worldy players, which
You're
probably
chatting,
won't
you're
because we got
chatting,
Levy.
You're chatting.
We got Levy, but
Stop.
if we were to get Enick out, get someone like a trillionaire in, then we might have a chance. I'm just saying.
You never know.
Oh, yeah, if a missile lands on top of Chelsea, Man United, and Liverpool, Man City and Liverpool, I think Leicester might win the league.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Ridiculous.
I'm just saying, it's very early in the transfer window, and I can't see us pulling a worldie this transfer window. We need to, but I can't see us because we've got Levy at the wheel, and Enick. But if
At the wheel.
at the wheel,
He's
yeah,
slamming on the brakes.
yeah, he's slamming on the brake. That's a very good point, you know. Yeah, he was speeding down the road when he built the stadium, and now he just pulled the brakes.
It's like, stop! That was way too much money.
But,
Can we stop running it?
yeah, just stop. Yeah, I need enough money to buy my yacht. My
Reverse,
yacht.
Reverse!
Yeah,
Coming
reverse.
back. Knock the stadium down. We're done.
Okay, should we move on to the lineup, the final part, or do you want to discuss like the FA Cup, the Champions League?
Yeah.
Do you want to discuss that, or should we move on to
Let's do FA Cup and Champions League. I want to see what you guys have put.
FA Cup? I've put semis or the final. I don't know. I'm not sure how it would go in the final, but I'm putting semis or final.
Yeah, I said win it. I said we win
I said
it.
win as well.
Okay, well,
I
yeah,
think
well,
Chelsea
I mean,
could
is it a
even win it this year.
coincidence that the two Chelsea fans said win it?
I
Maybe.
will win the Champions League as well, and after that we'll win the Club World Cup, and England are going to win the World Cup as well in a couple of years,
Yeah.
and the Euros.
Yeah, I also put Nantes to win the win the league over in France.
They're going to come back next year very strong with their new signings of Pedro Chiravella and Moses Simon.
Yeah, Champions League. Obviously, you're going to say they're going to win it, so we'll move on from that now. Do you
I'll
want to
put
say?
semis.
You put semis. I put quarters/semis. I wasn't sure.
I put quarters.
Quarters, yeah,
I think we'll go
quarters.
one step further this year.
Champions League, the best of the best.
Yeah.
And we
It's
can still win the Champions League this year.
Well, yeah, you could, but I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
It's got to be Bayern 4-0 casually. Just an easy dub.
yeah. It's not that hard. I mean, come on,
We'll
lads.
buy
Like,
Alaba, so we can't play in the Champions League final for Bayern. We'll buy him for us, and then we'll go round and injure all their centre backs, and then we'll be good.
yeah. I mean,
Good
that's our plan. We're gonna play all the big teams in pre-season, just wipe out their whole squad, and now
You're
we're
just
gonna win.
hiring a hitman.
Yeah, we make sure that we book them into the worst hotels possible, and they just have like broken backs when they wake up. Okay, let's move on to the final part, which is the lineups. Okay, so time for the lineups. Should we just do position by position? So I go goalkeeper, and then we'll name our goalkeepers. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Bang it out.
goalkeeper. I don't think it's gonna change. I think
Yeah.
it should, but I don't think it will. So I'm gonna say Kepa.
Same.
Nah, Henderson. I want Kepa gone instantly.
You want Kepa gone, but do you think
Gone.
he'll go?
If he doesn't, I will take him out.
Kepa, just ring
I
Kepa
will
up.
take Kepa.
You will pay Kepa to get out.
No, I'll just buy Kepa off Chelsea.
Kepa, if you're watching,
I'll
Jack's putting in an offer right now here live on the football chat. How much?
Don't you know, you can come and play for the Football Chat FC. We've got to make that now.
The football chat
Our
FC.
first signing.
You get to play on some like dodgy pitch.
No, yeah, we'll play at We'll just place on
Wembley.
an ice rink. We play ice rink.
We play ice rink football.
On
Everyone's
an
go
ice
slipping
rink.
and sliding. Should we
We'll just
say
play anyway.
should we go left back or do we do the first centre backs? First two centre backs.
Just do full defence, maybe.
Actually, what formations are you doing?
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'm doing a 4-2-3-1.
Same.
Yeah, everyone's going 4-2-3-1.
That's easy
Okay,
then, innit?
two defenders.
I've actually gone for 5-3-2 to make it awkward.
That I have barely any change here. I'm saying Tomori and Rudiger.
What, it's the centre backs?
It's the centre back.
Where's your full backs? Have we
Oh
only
no, I
got
will
two?
name them. But I was going to say the two
Wait,
centre
just do the
backs
full.
and then.
Just do the two.
Okay,
The full
I'm
four.
gonna say, okay, and I don't think this is the best move, but I feel it's something in me just tells me it's realistic. Digne, okay,
Alright.
Digne, and then Tomori, Rudiger, and Reece James.
Big problem. You got Rudiger in that side. Whip him out. Put in Koulibaly, and then Digne,
Yeah.
Tagliafico, or Telles at left back, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I just don't know where. I think you need to make a change in centre back. I don't think Rudiger is good enough for a squad with Werner and potentially Havertz in, but I put them in there because I
Personally,
didn't sign
Koulibaly
any.
and Christensen.
yeah, I've
Okay.
got Christensen, and right back
And-
I've got Azpilicueta.
No, get
Okay,
out. He's too
okay.
slow. He's
I,
too short.
I'm gonna say I almost did because I almost forgot. I almost left out Reece James accidentally, but I almost.
Nah, he is the best. Azpilicueta is one of the best one-to-one defenders in a one-on-one situation. He is one of the best defenders in the Premier
Right,
League.
thank you guys for watching this episode of the football. Yeah, so that's our defense. Yeah, there's not too much fluctuation in there. Well, actually, there is a lot, but still. So
Yeah,
you've got the debate of the
centre
right back. You've got obviously. Well, there's no debate. You need a better centre back than Rudiger.
Yeah,
Oh, easy. Rudiger's makes way too many mistakes.
yeah.
I'd
Okay.
be fine with Christensen and Zuma or Christensen and Tomori. Like,
Yep.
I think that would be all right. Still not great. I think Zuma's still error prone and Tomori's unproven. Really, he's played a lot. He's played a bit this season, but not enough that I could say, oh yeah, start him every week. And so I think we need another player.
Okay. Let's move on to the two central defensive midfielders. Centre midfielders / central defensive. I'm going Kante and Kovacic.
Easy. Kante, Kovacic.
Yep.
Easy.
I would say any mixture of Kovacic, Jorginho, and Kante.
Yep. Okay.
Jorginho. I wouldn't go Jorginho. I think his head is elsewhere. He wants out with Chelsea. You can see every time I see him, he looks.
I did see something that said if Jorginho goes to Juventus, can we try and get De Ligt to come the other
I
way?
saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That'd be amazing. That'd be brilliant for
I mean,
Chelsea.
happily. Or
Yeah.
even Chiellini. I'd take him as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
Mary Demiral.
Juventus have
Any of
mad
them.
options.
We'll take any of their defenders. Or
Yeah.
Alexandro.
You'll take Ronaldo.
Yeah, we'll take Ronaldo.
Yeah, we'll take Ronaldo. Just take everyone.
I've been linked with Ronaldo. It's possible. You never know.
Okay, two wingers. Because I've not made too many changes in the squad, I've not signed many players. I'm gonna go with Pulisic on the left and Ziyech on the right.
Yeah. Same
And you
me.
can.
And Cam, I'm going Mount / Havertz. I couldn't make my mind up whether it's gonna happen or not.
Havertz for me. I just put Havertz.
Okay.
I'm slightly different. I put Werner on the left, Ziyech in the middle, Sancho on the right.
What
Okay.
did you?
And they'd all
Mount
interchange
up.
during the game. But obviously, if Sancho doesn't join, then Ziyech out wide and want a Mount or someone in the middle, or Ziyech in the middle and Pulisic on the left and Werner on the right.
I think there's a lot of debate when it comes to whether Sancho's going to come to Chelsea.
Basically, that middle three, just whoever we have,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
pace. We can rotate it constantly. People like Mount, Pulisic, all that kind of rotate in and out.
Yep.
Hudson, who I really don't know what we're going to do with him next season with all these other players. But
Right.
people like that rotating, and then I'd stick with Abraham up top.
I haven't put Abraham. I don't think.
No,
I think
I
he
didn't
could,
either. I didn't put
I think
Abraham.
he'd be used as an impact sub. Like he'd be one of the best
No.
impact subs.
You know
for
what I
Premier
did?
League.
I re-signed Morata and put him up front. Now I'm joking. I put Werner up front. Werner up
Yeah,
front.
but
True.
Werner up front.
No,
Abraham
not
as an
chance.
impact sub.
I don't think Abraham's good as an impact. I think he's better starting the game. If anything, Werner is an impact. But I don't think Abraham can't play any deeper as Werner can.
How can you not play
think that's
Werner?
nonsense.
I don't get how you could not
No,
play Werner.
I am starting Werner on the left wing.
Oh yeah. You
Yes,
are actually, aren't you?
He's
Werner's
exceptional
good.
on the wings, and I think he's fine.
yeah, I don't know. Thing is, you have to give Tammy credit. He's scored a few less goals than Danny Ings, and everyone's been raving about Danny Ings. So he's obviously a good player, but I don't think he's Chelsea's striker next season for me.
I do, definitely. I think Werner's good, but because because Tammy can't play anywhere else, so we could try him at centre back. Because Tammy can't play anywhere else, got to play him up top. I think he has to start. I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't, considering Werner can play slightly deeper.
Okay. Basically, you're taking advantage of the fact that Werner's very flexible when it comes to his position.
Well,
so...
it's sort of Chelsea's attackers are very versatile, other than Abraham. So it's Abraham up top, and then anyone in those three slots that's an attacker. Even Ross Barkley. Like I think he's been very forgotten when people are making these teams. He has been exceptional since lockdown. These lockdown games, as has Pulisic. But with Werner, Ziyech, and possibly Sancho, I can't see Barkley starting.
No, I can't either. Should we move on to the second club?
Also, Tino Angerin as well. Don't forget about him.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we move on, as I said, to the second club we're going to speak about? The second of the three that we're going to discuss. We've been recording for a long time already, so I mean this is set to be a long one. But if you don't enjoy these long podcasts, I mean, why have you watched the first hour? But also, if you don't enjoy these long podcasts, then you can watch our weekly show, TFC Weekly, that only lasts half an hour.
The diehard fans.
We'll have to do maybe a highlights thing. You know, our usual podcast. If no one wants to watch the whole hour, we could do like a highlights thing.
Yeah. Well, keep your eye out. If there might be some podcast highlights.
Timestamps.
Yeah, there'll probably be some
description
timestamps. There'll probably be some
People
timestamps.
know if you just want to see Tottenham, skip to this part. If you just want to see Arsenal, go right to the end. If you just want to see Chelsea, just turn off after an hour.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's move on to the second club, the best club, Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Tottenham. All the favouritism out of the way for the other two people in the call. But the favouritism remains for me, or well, has come out of the dark for me. Because obviously, to be fair, I feel like I've done... What?
I love your analogies.
Oh yeah,
the favouritism has come out of the dark for me.
To come out of the dark for me. I should be like a poet. The next David Attenborough. Here we have a wild Thiago Silva in defence. Yeah, so... Okay, let's move on to the rumours. There's not really... I thought there's a lot of rumours, but there's not very many ones that you can actually believe. Yeah, solid rumours. There's not that many solid rumours, but I've tried to pick out some good ones.
Everybody's going to leave Tottenham.
We're actually going to go Daniel Levy up front. Daniel Levy up front, I'm actually going. Daniel Levy up front. I'm actually going to bring back Pochettino to play in central attacking midfield. And then Jose Mourinho and goal. Yeah, you can play yeah, good point. Yeah, he signed a new contract recently. But anyway, let's move on. I'm starting off with someone that was linked with Chelsea. Someone that you want at Chelsea, Thiago Silva.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. With Thiago Silva, would he be the best for Tottenham? They've already got two quite old centre backs. For me,
if they're going to get experience, they've got it in Vertonghen and Alderweireld. And I think I've got two better options.
Yeah, I think
the only reason I think he's been linked is personally because we know Levy's tight, and because he's free.
Yeah.
Levy's going to be looking at that like, oh, business, free. Yes, the wage is going to be a lot, but the wage is going to be higher than normal. But Levy's going to
free 11. Williams coming in.
Just play with the free, yeah.
Who else is out of contract? As I saw an 11 of out of contract players. One of them's actually from Tottenham.
Yeah, you've Jan Vertonghen, yeah, I've seen
Mm.
that. So the likeliness of this happening, I'm assuming you're gonna put quite low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went for 3.
Okay, so you all have that on your lists, yeah. So it's quite. It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely an existing rumor. Because I've
I
seen
have
it
better
before.
centre back options, I think, on this list.
Okay, I've put 4 out of 10.
Yeah, sure.
So it's low. I can't see it happening, but it
You'd
would be
like
better
it
than
happening.
nothing.
I mean, it's Tottenham, so anything could happen, couldn't it?
We could, never know out of the blue. We might sign. I don't know who's like the most strange person we could sign.
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
just-
David Luiz
Oh,
out of
that'd
the
be
blue.
hilarious.
Could you
David
Luiz
imagine?
actually went to Tottenham. I would
Oh.
laugh for 24 hours straight.
Oh, but that'd have to be a stream laughing for 24 hours straight.
We would record as soon as it was announced. You
Oh,
would
yeah.
just message
Oh,
me
yeah,
like, we
the
need
only
to
issue
record
is, though,
urgently.
you'd be laughing for 24 hours. I'd be crying for 24 hours. It would be the complete
Yeah.
Do a
opposite.
24-hour live stream of you crying and me laughing.
Literally, online bullying at its finest. Just you're sitting down the camera going, ha ha, I'm just crying my eyes out. Okay, should we move on to another centre back? I'd say this is slightly more likely. Stefan, I think that's how you say it. Savage. Stefano Savage, yeah.
I've got him as well. Solid, but I still think there's a better option.
Okay, I've gone slightly
if you
more
don't get the
likely
other
on
one, then
this.
sure.
I've put 4.5
Yeah.
out of 10. It's slightly more likely than the Thiago Silva, but I don't know whether I can see it happening.
I went for 6.
I haven't
what?
seen this.
A 6?
I'm very.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I
quite
don't
high.
know this transfer. I haven't seen this at all, so I don't have much knowledge on him. Is he the one who plays for Atletico?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
Montenegro.
I've seen good reviews about him, but whether he's the best for Tottenham, I don't
Yeah,
I
know.
think there's a better guy.
There's a lot of speculation, and I'm sure a lot of media is just gonna be looking at any player and just going, look, yeah, we'll make out that Tottenham might sign them, because they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, well, Tottenham need to sign centre back, so let's just, oh yeah, they're gonna sign De Ligt. We're also gonna have Koulibaly at the back with Van Dijk. Just gonna go 3 at the back there. Yeah, I think that's the thing with the media. They tend to fake a lot of transfers now. The less reliable ones, like the
You have
Sun.
to it's just clicks, really. Whoever's going to click, like everyone's reported on Sancho. Not many people are reporting on someone like Emil Roback.
Yeah, and this is why we've actually named this video Neymar to Tottenham confirmed. That's why we've named this video that, so we can get as many clicks as possible. Could you imagine?
It's not London Club Special anymore. It's Tottenham.
Charlie's just sitting there on his phone like, oh yeah, he just released a new podcast. What do you mean Tottenham Neymar confirmed? You're really confused.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
Those
what?
clicks.
Okay, should we move on to another defensive player? One that he's been linked a lot, but I think it's a lot of people dreaming. But I don't know, maybe not. Max Aarons.
I've just got another centre back quickly while we're on the topic of it. Gabriel, I believe his surname is something like Brachia.
Yeah.
He's a centre back from Los Lille, and I think he's massively better than the centre backs that Tottenham have at the moment.
Okay.
Personally, 9 out of 10.
I haven't seen the rumor. Neither have I got it on my list, but maybe it could happen. As Charlie said, there's a lot that could happen.
He's just a younger Thiago Silva without the experience, pretty much, and leadership. But he's a very good centre back.
Yeah, it's
All
a
I know
shout.
He's tall, Brazilian.
He's good on career mode. That's all I know. So he's obviously
He has good FIFA stats.
He's got good FIFA stats. So he must
That's all we need. We're just looking for perfect links. If you can put Lucas Moura in middle midfield and this Gabriel bloke behind you, got a perfect link, and
Yeah,
Thiago
there you
Silva.
go.
Wow, what a link you get there!
Green
So
links
many perfect
everywhere. Get that straight into my FIFA team. Yeah, Max Aarons. Going back to Max Aarons. The only reason I said people are dreaming, and including me, because I'd like him to come to the club. I don't think I can't see Levy getting at Max Aarons.
He doesn't seem like a Levy player to me.
No, he doesn't either to
I
me.
think this would be an incredible transfer for Tottenham. I think this would be one of the best transfers for them because Aurier let's be honest, he hasn't
Yeah.
really cut it
Oh,
at
yeah.
Tottenham. He's mistakes all over. I think Aaron's would be incredible. And to be honest, I can actually see this happening. I think if Norwich are going down, let's be honest, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Norwich,
Don't
Norwich
say
are going
that.
down.
Don't say
But-
that.
but-
Please.
So they're going to lose Aaron's one way or another.
Hmm.
I think Tottenham would be one of the best places for him and would be massive for Tottenham.
Yeah, it'd be a very good signing for us if we could get Max Aarons. I put quite a low likeliness, but now you say, Norwich are going down, I can see him going to a club. Whether that club is Tottenham or not, I'm not sure, but I hope
I
it
just
is.
can't see where else he was going to go. I did say Dortmund. He was going to go to Dortmund, but they've just signed Meunier.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah.
no sense for them to go to Aaron. I've said Dortmund if Hakimi went, and he has gone, but they have got Meunier. Arsenal possibly, but again, Bellerin's decent. Obviously, I'd say Aaron's is better, but Bellerin's decent.
Yeah.
So
So
true.
can't see where else he go.
Where
Man
are we
United
putting
got
this out of
Saka,
10? Where are we
Chelsea
putting
got
this out of
James,
10?
Liverpool got Trent, and City have got Cancelo and Walker.
Yeah, they've got definitely very good options at City, but where are we putting this on like the scale of likeliness?
I could see it.
Seven.
I put an 8. I'm putting an 8. I think this could be a really likely transfer, just considering of how many right backs teams have already got apart from Tottenham. Tottenham are really struggling in the right back area, and Aaron seems like a really good replacement for Aurier.
I think there's a lot of Arsenal. Sorry, not Arsenal. There's a lot of Norwich players that I think will go to Tottenham or Arsenal. People like Jamal Lewis, Ben Godfrey, Max Aarons, as you said, Buendia, Cantwell. I can see them all going to one of Arsenal or Tottenham. They just you guys need players, and they probably don't want to play in the Championship, so it makes sense.
Yeah, listen, I put this low originally on the likely scale. I put it around the kind of 5-6 area, but I'm gonna say 7 out of 10. I can see it happening, but I'm not sure whether it's. I'm not sure with Levy at the wheel. I'm not sure with Levy. It's not a Levy type transfer, as Jack said. I'm not sure.
I think it's more chance of Arteta going to the board and saying, I want this guy, and them going out and getting him. And I think Arteta's looking more at young players. So I think a lot more young players will go to Arsenal than Tottenham. Tottenham are looking for more experienced players. They've got some decent youngsters like Oliver Skipp and Troy Parrott, sensational players.
Yeah.
So they're probably looking for a more leadership role. I know they need
Alfie
young in their
Whiteman.
side. They're probably going for like 25-year-olds, that kind of range.
But you say this a Levy transfer. Levy signed Sessegnon from Fulham, who was in the Championship. So I mean,
we were surprised by that.
I was, to be fair.
On Dembele. We were surprised by that. A Levy type transfer is like Sissoko. Why that makes no sense, and why have you got him? Aurier, okay, he looks decent at PSG, but not sensational. But that's a Levy type transfer. Not the start of his reign. People like Alderweireld and Vertonghen, both young talents at Ajax, both came to Tottenham. Good signings. So it could happen, but I think it's more likely they go to Arsenal. But there's 5 Norwich players, those 5 youngsters I mentioned earlier, and they're not all going to go to Arsenal. So I think one of them at least will go to Tottenham.
Yeah,
and I really hope it's not Max Aarons, because I really like Max Aarons.
Yeah, I really hope it's Max Aarons, because I really like Max Aarons. So, yeah, I mean, it's likely. It's more likely than I originally thought now going over it. But we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell on that one. This is the striker. A striker that, to be totally honest, Spurs haven't been linked with strikers recently. Which I think is almost forgotten, because we do need a sub-striker.
We do need a striker.
Yeah. So I went with one that's actually quite an old one. It was actually from during the January transfer window. Milik from Napoli.
I've heard that. I've heard that quite regularly now.
He's also been linked with Juventus though, more recently.
Yeah, I mean,
why I go Juventus or Tottenham. Do you challenge for Champions Leagues, or do you want to try and even make the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, this season, looking at it, these kind of players will be looking at it and going, our current form, take one look at that and do a 180 and walk away. Because
Ronaldo and Dybala or Troy Parrott and Oliver Skip.
oh, Troy Parrott and Oliver Skip all the way.
No,
all the
I
way.
guess it's Kane and Son or
Yeah.
Ronaldo and Dybala. It's I mean, personally, Ronaldo and Dybala are better. But Son's good. Kane I think's overrated.
I'm not sure with Kane anymore because I feel like he's almost being. He was over. I think he got to a point where he was underrated at the start. Then he got a little bit overrated, and I think now we're getting around the right area because I don't know. I'm not sure because I feel like since the players have known about him and have started marking him, he hasn't been anywhere near as good.
Mm.
Because when the players weren't keeping an eye out for him, he was banging in goals left, right, and centre. Now, I mean,
he's just too injured. He's just too injured. You can't rely on him as your only striker. He's way too injury prone, and you can't play a full season with Son or Moore up top, especially if Son's also going to get injured.
Yeah, and then Moore gets a head injury, and then we're screwed, aren't we?
Can't play up top 38 games a season. Harry Kane can't play 38 games. Son can't play 38 games. So you really need a striker who can play.
And this is why I was saying, I don't think I said it.
Have someone alongside Kane.
I didn't say
this. And then if Kane gets injured, it's fine. You've still got one.
I didn't say this during a podcast, but I was saying it a lot just generally. Werner to Tottenham would have been something I would have loved. Werner to Tottenham would have been massive. And then I opened my phone and I was like, shit.
Because he's come to Chelsea.
He's black and white up there, yeah. Just before the podcast, he printed that out.
That is him.
That is just somehow that is him. But I remember just thinking, I remember seeing it, I was just the rumours and like the big rumours at this point. It was basically saying that they'd agreed a fee, and I was like, nah, don't worry, it won't happen. And then it really.
And now rivals.
I was literally praying. I was almost saying it won't happen to myself just to make me feel better. It was just like, it won't happen.
I was saying it won't happen.
Yeah.
I've been saying for months he's going to Liverpool. There's no way he's going to pick Chelsea over Liverpool. He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Sancho's not coming to Chelsea.
Because
Sancho's coming. Yes.
Did he choose Chelsea over Liverpool though? Because there is speak that Liverpool didn't even go for Werner.
He did. He said in an interview he chose him because Lampard went to Germany, whereas Klopp just rang him up and went, "Oh, do you want to come?" Lampard went over there and said to Werner, "Hello, mate. We want you to come play for Chelsea." And he really appreciated that and saw that as Lampard was like wanted him a lot, whereas Klopp was just like, "Yeah, do you want to be an impact sub a bit? You know, you won't get as many minutes, you get a couple, but you'll win titles." Yeah, Chelsea, he's going to be one of the focal points of the team, and he might play with Sancho.
That's the thing with we were saying about Sancho as well. Sancho and Werner as well. For their careers, they need a club that they're going to play a lot in. And Chelsea, I think, was a good option for Werner because he knows he's going to play a lot for them. And if he wasn't to, then I don't think he would have signed. But guarantee you, Lampard went there, said, "Look, you'd be a massive player for our club. Think about it. Come. Speak to your agent about it, and we'll come to a deal." Whereas Klopp probably went, "Well, as Jack said, you'll be an impact sub. You'll be very good bringing off Firmino, 60th, 70th minute. Like, just not the same offer, is it? It's nowhere near the same offer. You're being offered loads of game time or near enough none."
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Should we go back to Tottenham?
Yeah, okay, let's go. Okay, do you want to go your striker options? Because I only have 2 players left.
I've got a couple centre mids as well, but I've got down here Rebic from AC Milan.
I've heard that one.
I don't know where he is. He could literally be anywhere. He seems to be plays for everyone. Patrick Schick. I don't know where he is at the moment. I thought he was at AC Milan. I saw him last week playing for Leipzig. I didn't know that transfer happened.
I know. He definitely plays for Leipzig. Because I remember seeing him.
I get him and that other one, Piontek. I get them two mixed up a lot because they seem to be moving around a lot. But yeah, if you can get Schick, Piontek, or Rebic, one of them 3, very good other option to
good
have.
Business. But can we see it happening? Can we?
No.
Rebic definitely. Schick probably not. Piontek possibly. Is it Hertha Berlin?
Yeah.
I know they've got an exciting young project there, but maybe he'd consider us switching to play in a slightly more horribly coloured shirt.
Well, on that note, this is what I meant. I don't think I said it at the start of the podcast, but as soon as I joined the call, I just realised I'm really outnumbered here. Like, if we have a debate about, like, who's got the better transfers or something, I'm screwed. I've got 2 people shouting at me. I have to take the headphones off.
What were you going to say? Oh, yeah, we've done some great business as well. We've got Pochettino's son on the contract. Oh.
Yeah, slad. So...
Who have you got left?
I've got Vasquez. And I've got Coutinho. Because he's been linked with about everyone.
I've got.
I can't see Coutinho going to Tottenham. Not gonna lie, I don't think there's a chance he'll go to Tottenham. His aspirations are much higher than Tottenham.
There's only one way I can see him going to Tottenham: swap deal with Ndombele, which I don't see. I don't see happening because I know Barcelona were heavily linked with Ndombele.
Yeah.
Because he's got
pay. I mean, they're poor, but they'll pay.
One of the worst work rates in the Premier League, apparently, I saw. And I saw that Coutinho could go the other way to Tottenham and Ndombele go to Barca, but that's become very unlikely now because Pjanic has just gone from Juventus. So I don't know if they want another centre mid. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to judge Ndombele, you should look at his Lyon season, not his Tottenham season.
Yeah. I was really happy to see him come to Tottenham. But since he's been here, he's had some good, he's had some good moments, but he's also had a lot of bad moments.
In fairness, he's been played in the wrong position most of the season. He didn't play much for Pochettino, and when he's played under Mourinho, he's been played pretty much out of position the whole season. I think if you were to get Aouar, I think that would help him settle in a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. If we got Aouar, bam, that is our midfield partnership.
You definitely need a centre mid.
Yeah. I think Coutinho, as I said, he's been linked with literally every single club in the top 10 of the Premier League. So I'm going to say, I have written down a very specific number. I'm not going to even say the specificness. I'm just going to say 3, maybe 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I said 5.
5. I actually written down 4.3,
but what I will say is he's way too much for anyone to buy. But if you get him on a loan, he's a great bit of business. So any club that can loan him in, any of the top 6, loan him in, he's a great bit of business. So, yeah.
Okay. Should we move on now to the finish, which I'm sure a lot of, the 2 of you have probably put around relegation zone.
I've got some more signings.
Okay, you got more. Yeah, okay.
I've got 3 midfielders. I've got Vecino from Inter Milan. Matthias Vecino plays more defensively. So, but I think you need some stability probably in that middle of the park. I've gone for Højbjerg. He looks very good.
I've heard a lot about him. Yeah. I've seen that transfer.
I've made a post on the Football Chat Instagram. Go check that out.
Yep. The Football Chat _ It's an underscore and then the Football Chat _ because the Football Chat was taken. But yeah, make sure to go check that out.
And I've also gone for Aaron Ramsey because I don't think he's needed at Juventus. He'll be looking for a way out, possibly Tottenham.
It could be a way out, but I mean, I'm always confused when I see these links of an Arsenal player or ex-Arsenal player coming, because I can't see it happening. But then looking at like the Giroud transfer from Chelsea to Arsenal,
Luiz,
yeah,
Cole, you look at all of it happens all the time. Sol Campbell, it happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's more common now. Loyalty was much more of a thing back in the day. Now it's like, I've played for every club in London. Like, you wouldn't see Rice to Chelsea. It's like, Rice to Chelsea. When Lampard was linked to Chelsea, he got booed off the pitch at West Ham. The thought of even going to another London club. So it shows you that the rivalries... I mean, obviously, there's much more of a disparity between Chelsea and West Ham now. But, yeah, I just think there's lot more, like, there's no loyalty left in the game. There's still loyal players, but there's a lot less of them.
Yeah, a lot of it now is the money. I honestly think a lot of it.
That's what I'd say about Lucas Vazquez. You said Lucas Vazquez. I can't see him going anywhere. He's been at Real Madrid now for 9 years. Why would you leave?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like Messi, isn't it? Why would he leave?
I've never really rated him, but he's fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's a need for him to leave, but he has been linked, so I've written it down. but I can't see it happening. Yeah. Should we move on to the? Is that all your rumors?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's move on to the finishing predictions for next season. I think it really depends on the summer we have when it comes to transfers. I'm assuming you'll probably put us in relegation zone. No, Jack, he's definitely put us in relegation zone. 100%. Relegation zone, -1 point. You're gonna get banned.
Arsenal are down there, but Tottenham aren't. That's all right.
Okay. Where have you put us then? Come on. Premier League.
I would go 6th if they don't lose anyone, and if they make a couple improvements.
Okay.
If they don't make any improvements, or they lose one of Kane, Son, someone like that, probably 7th or 8th.
Okay. I'm looking at that now.
League,
I think I might be dreaming now looking at this.
But
it's not too.
Tottenham are gonna win the league.
Yeah.
Final match.
Yeah, and then I put FA Cups win the FA Cup, and I put we're gonna make it to the Champions League and win that as well. No. So I
You're not
put
even
for
gonna
us.
be in the Champions League.
I know we're not even
That's
gonna be in the
I put down
Champions League.
and they're not even gonna be in it.
Yeah, we're gonna make it to the Champions League miraculously. We're gonna have every single top 4 team banned.
Either, so there's no European competition for them.
No, I honestly believe if we can get a good mentality, I think we still have a chance in Europa League football. I still think it's definitely a possibility.
I think Wolves' mentality is better, and I think you've seen from last night that Sheffield United are better.
I think Sheffield United want it more, but I don't know why they want it more. Because I don't even know whether they want it more. I think it's just
they do. They want to prove that their good start of the season wasn't just a fluke, and that they can do it for the full season.
But I think we want to make it there clearly, but I just don't think the players. I think there's a lot of the passionate players are like very passionate, and they want to, they really want to get into the Champions League and now Europa League, because clearly we're not going to make it to Champions League. But then there's the players. Some players just have an issue with their mentality at the club. And I think that needs to change.
I don't think you should be trying. But I don't think you should be trying for Europe, really. I think it would be more beneficial for Tottenham to not play European football next season. They got a season to rebuild their squad. They don't need to play more games because it clearly ruins Harry Kane.
Okay, so the call did cut out there, but I think we got Jack's point in saying that basically he thinks that if we have a season break, Tottenham Hotspur get a season break, and if we get European football, we get European football, but don't push too hard for it. And have a season break where we can just rebuild the squad. And where he was going with Kane, I'm assuming, Jack, you meant kind of like he plays too many matches. If he plays every single European game, cup game, league game, it clearly he can't do it physically. I mean, neither can any other player. Not every single players can't play every single game.
No, and you don't have another option for Kane. So I think for the rest of the season, you don't play Kane. You give some youngsters a chance, like Troy Parrott, like Oliver Skip, to get that experience. I'm not worried too much about getting European football, and just to get them more experience and then focus again next season on trying to get back where you were.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure whether we're going to get European football or not. Let's imagine that we do really want to push for European football. And I get where you're coming from, Jack, but I'm sure a lot of people would agree with you, and I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with you in the fact that yes, we could do with European football, but at the same time we couldn't, because it is clearly the issue is you don't want to get into Europa League and then get knocked out in the group stages of Europa League. Like, because if we did go into Europa League, we would probably play a lower quality team, because we don't want to ruin the players that play in the Premier League. And then that'd obviously lead to issues.
That. I guess if you have that Europa League, you just field the youngsters. You get a little bit of money from revenue in the Europa League, and possibly win it. If you win it, then that's good. That's a bit of silverware. That's money. You need that kind of stuff to keep morale up if you win something. But yeah, I just don't think European football's too important to Tottenham next season.
I don't think it's essential. I don't think we need it next season. But I think if we can get it, that would be very good. We can even play the youngsters in for the group stage, because in the group stage you do tend to get a lot of teams that aren't necessarily, top tier in Europa League. And don't get me wrong, they're all still good to a certain extent, but it gives you more opportunity to play them youngsters. So if we get into Europa League, so be it. I'm gonna say let's imagine we do for this. If we get into Europa League, how far would we go?
I reckon you get
Final.
quarter-final.
I put well, actually, what I actually put is I hope we get into the Europa League for Europa League. But if we were to get into Europa League, that'd also prove, we'd have a decent form from now to the end of the season. We can get some good signings in. I think we could go far in the Europa League and possibly get our first piece of silverware in absolutely years. So, I mean, I'd take Europa League.
Could win the Carabao.
The Carabao, but like...
Push for that. That's what
the
you're
issue
going
with
for.
the Carabao is that you get Man City. That's the only club you get. You're guaranteed to get Man City in the final.
Yeah, I know. Man City always win it. It's the most pointless trophy ever. Can we just rename it the City Trophy?
The City Trophy, yeah. They just get given it at the start of the season. It's just like...
Can we not bother with the extra games? Can we just name the winners at the start?
Yeah, but... Well, I mean, actually, we won the Audi Cup, so we have silverware. That was so strange, that, though, because they're like... I think I've said it before, but the way that the people had set up the event, the fireworks were going off like we'd just won the Champions League, and yet we'd won the Audi Cup.
They're actually playing the Champions League music at the same time.
It's like the champions, and it's like fireworks going off. Because we clearly were just like, oh, well, this is a bit... What? We're not supposed to be jumping about like we just won the Premier League, because it's the Audi Cup. There's only 4 teams anyway, I'm pretty sure, isn't there? 4 teams to start. So it's not like, it's not like it's a massive trophy, but I guess it kind of, well, we thought that it would boost the player morale and, give them a bit of confidence, but clearly it didn't for this.
Troy Parrott smiled.
Troy Parrott smiled. I think the players smiled, but I mean, it lasted about 5 minutes, and then it was just a bit like, well, that's
they remembered that Hugo Lloris was in goal and Aurier was at right back, and they quickly started
definitely Aurier at right back is an issue that we need to change, and if we don't change it, I don't think we'll make European. Well, let's face it, we're gonna have to play Aurier for the rest of the season because we have no other option. But I don't think we. Whoa! What the heck? Something just fell off my like shelf thing. I just like I was like, whoa, man! I think it's like is the floor going? I'm just gonna fall through. But yeah, I think if we can't sort out the issues we have in the current squad, not only we're going to get no European football this season, but we're going to get no European the football the next season.
Yeah, I agree. Should we move on to team prediction?
Yeah, team prediction. Well, we didn't say FA Cup. How far do you reckon FA Cup?
Quick fire.
I put semis, but and I put this as well, if we can have a good summer. And that's everything depends on that. Let's face it, everything.
Quarters or round of 16.
If we don't make it, if we don't have a good summer, I'm gonna put the first round. Just get knocked out by Rochdale or something. Well, maybe not quite that, but like quarters. If we don't have a good summer, I think we'll get probably knocked out.
You seem to always get knocked out by someone like Wickham or Rochdale.
Yeah, I think who was it this season? Norwich.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah, on penalties.
Yeah, why? It's like, yeah. And then the few seasons ago, we had Man United in the semis, and then got knocked out by them. And we always seem to struggle against small sides. You always have a tough game in the semis. What?
You're always going to have a tough game in the semis.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. We're always going to have a tough... We're not going to play Rochdale in the semi-final, are we? So Rochdale and Tottenham Hotspur.
I mean, it's happened before.
It's definitely happened before.
Shall we,
let's move on to the predicted lineup. In goal, who?
You guys.
I've gone with Lloris, but
I've gone with Lloris.
I don't care.
I put Lloris.
I think Lloris is the most overrated keeper of all time, but I can't. I mean,
I wouldn't go as far to say he's the most overrated keeper of all time. But
who would you say then?
There's probably keepers from years ago that were proper overrated. I mean, Kepa when he first came was overrated, clearly, because when he played.
Well, nobody was saying, "Oh, Kepa's class." So, like, who the hell is this one then? Why have we just spent 70 million on someone that nobody knows?
I definitely remember people saying Kepa's proper class. I definitely remember. You probably didn't, but I remember people saying it. I definitely remember people saying it.
I did.
Yeah. They were like, "Oh, this is a banger signing, lads."
And I mean, I hope for 70 million he would be proper class.
70 million. Yeah, I thought 70 million. We've got ourselves a bargain then. He's obviously absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Just a panic buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Lloris is very overrated. I just don't think he's very good.
I guess that could be that we could debate about that for like an hour. The whole
Someone
Lloris
that
thing.
you could buy is, I haven't put him down, but someone like a Steve Mandanda would be a better option. If you're going
Yeah.
to buy someone else.
I mean, I'd
Maybe
take a
Albert
Dean
Lafont.
Henderson, but I
He's been good
can't
at
see that
Nantes.
happening.
You know, Dean Henderson's not going to go to Tottenham.
Lafont,
That's a sidestep. not a
Lafont
move
from
up.
Nantes.
If anything, he's going backwards from United to join even Sheffield United he's playing for now is better.
Yeah, I wonder what Sheffield United will be next season. I know we're not going to get into that, but I wonder how good they're going to be next season without Dean.
It's only the keeper that's going to go. I can't see people like John Egan leaving. That's just not.
Oh yeah,
He's not going to go to Barca or someone, is he?
No, definitely not. I think they have the most underrated squad in
other
the
than
Prem.
Arsenal possibly, but other than that,
Yes, Sheffield United is rated, but I still think they are underrated. And I'm not just saying that because we lost to them. It's just in general.
Squad isn't very good. Like they're good, they're decent players, but they're not very good. Their system is exceptional.
Yeah, their mentality and system is very, very good.
I mean, Chris Wilder's a sensational coach.
Yeah. Should we move on to left back now?
We'll just do the full defence.
Okay, we'll go full defence. Listen, I really couldn't make my mind up on the other centre back whether we're going to sign one or not. So I've only chosen one centre back. So I'm going to go Davies at left back. I just can't see that changing. I think Jose Mourinho said that Davies is part of his system that he wants to build. Why would he go?
I don't think he's good enough, but I was really surprised when building this at how bad your team is. But I was like, hang on, who the hell plays left back? It's not Danny Rose, is it? No, he's gone. Who plays left back? Oh, Davies.
Yeah, Davies. Yeah, the thing is, though, you look at our attack and it's like, that is such a good attack.
Wow,
midfield.
More.
Yeah, midfield is like, oh, okay. It's gone down a little bit. And then you look at the defence.
Crap.
Yeah, it's not looking great. But yeah, I've gone Tanganga in defence, but I think that's a rotational with many other centre-backs.
I've gone
centre back.
I've just gone
both of them at the back. I mean,
Alderweireld and who? Tanganga.
Vertonghen.
You think he's going to sign another contract?
He's gone.
I reckon he'll sign another contract. I do. I think where else is he going to go? To be honest, who else wants him? Like, he's going to downgrade if he's going to go.
Yeah, but I think he needs to downgrade. Possibly Atletico Madrid. I think he could go there. Maybe Juventus. Maybe PSG. Maybe even go back to Ajax or someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ajax have a tendency of selling young players and then getting them back later on. So it could happen. Vertonghen to Ajax is a possibility. But with the other centre back, I couldn't make my mind up. I really couldn't make my mind up.
I just did 2 new signings.
Okay.
I went for Gabriel and Savic at centre backs.
Okay. I think Savic.
Sanchez, but
I'll say Savic and Tanganga in centre back then. Shall I? I'll say we're gonna get Savic.
Right back. I don't know if you're gonna get Aaron's, so I just put Aurier in there.
I put Aaron's because
I put Aaron's.
It might be me dreaming, it might not. But at the end of the day, I don't want Aurier in our squad at the moment. Listen, he can make a very good ball 1 in 100. The rest, he just pelts them straight at the first defender. That's about it. He has his moments, but
a week ago I'd have said Thomas Meunier.
Yep, I would have as well. But now he's gone.
But Dortmund, yeah.
Yeah. Unless Dortmund sell him buying him, it just wouldn't be good business, would it? I
mean, that'd be profit. Now, what do you mean?
Profit.
They've just got him on a free.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Actually, yeah, we'll be banging.
They're on a free, selling him for probably 20-30 mil.
Yeah, they would make mad for. Come on. Okay, if anyone at Dortmund's watching, sell us Meunier.
Terrible signing for you for 20-30 mil. You might as well go get Aaron's.
Oh yeah, good
40,
point
50.
actually. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Especially if they go down.
Let's quickly move on.
Midfield.
I'm playing a 4-2-3-1 again.
Same. I'm playing 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
I'm for 4-3-3.
Okay, so you have 3 midfielders. I have 2. We have 2.
Yeah,
so
I went for Justin Ndombele, Sissoko, and Vecino. Or Matheus Vecino, I don't know how you say it.
I've gone no change in midfield. I've gone Sissoko and Lo Celso.
Yeah, I think Lo Celso's decent, but I still rate Ndombele.
Listen. I think Ndombele, he hasn't hit his peak at the club yet, but I don't know whether he's going to stay. I want him to stay because I want to see, I want to see his peak, but I'm not sure whether Levy is going to be, because Levy said we have to, whatever we buy, we're going to have to make that money back in selling players. So who else are we going to? I'm pretty sure he said something like that.
Well, Kane to United wouldn't be too bad then for 90 mil. You could probably get the players that I put here and a striker.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Levy said that. It was either that or there was just like reports that Levy had apparently said that. But it would make sense because Levy's very tight.
Probably sell Eric Dyer, Aurier.
But would you sell Eric Dyer though? Because he's doing all right at the moment.
Lack of depth. The problem is you don't have enough players. If you're doing some weird system where you have to sell,
I want to say about the depth. I want to say something about the depth, and it is very true. In the fact that we don't replace players. We sell Trippier. Who do we replace him with? No one. We sell Walker. Who do we replace him with? No one. That's how we lose the depth.
And then your own system is buy one, sell one.
Yeah.
So you can't not replace people. And then the next summer it's like, well, if you want to bring anybody in, you're gonna have to sell someone first.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's just not. I don't know. It's both Levy and Enick. It just doesn't work to me. They made a lovely stadium, an amazing stadium, one of the best in the world, if not the best. But we need good players to play in that stadium. Football, if we don't get Premier League points if we have a good stadium. If you knew you couldn't invest in players after buying the stadium, why did you get the stadium?
You have some good players.
What did you say?
When you play Liverpool at home and City and Chelsea, then there'll be some good players in that stadium. Werner will come and use it. It's all right.
Okay. I thought you were trying to compliment us there because I thought you were saying when we play against Man City, we play really well. But
oh no, you don't. You're really bad.
No, we beat them. Was it 2-0? Wasn't it 2-0 last time we played them?
Yeah, you got really lucky.
Well, no, but like you've got to admit, how do we go from beating Man City 2-0 to losing 3-1 to Sheffield United? It just doesn't.
Because you're shit.
You lagged out there. Sorry, what? I didn't hear you.
You lagged as well. You look like you're some pizza.
We're gonna have to bleep that out for monetization.
We'll have to, yeah. Not that we get any monetization, but no, I don't think it's because I think the issue is that, and I think I've said this before, but the mentality, it's the mix of the mentality, the tactics, the play. There's so many things that's going wrong at the club. If we can sort them things out, we would be back to what we were like a couple of years ago, doing really well in the Champions League and getting top 4. But
I think your downfall all comes from losing that title to Leicester.
You think, though? Because I
think that was your peak, and you've slowly got worse and worse. I think if you'd won that,
I'll show you a graph. It went up, yeah. And then when we got to Leicester, that point in Leicester, it started to go down here.
Won, and then bosh.
No. I think it went like that. And then this season, bam, just Mount Everest just dropped.
You were slowly declining, and then you just fell off the cliff.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is we need to climb back up that cliff. And I think we can do that by sorting out our issues in the summer.
Yeah, I was at that Leicester game, and I thought
you've got to go back round to the start of the cliff to go back up it. So it's going to take time to rebuild.
It's going to take time, but
It's a weird metaphor.
This is but I think it's going to take time. But I think we can when it can get better. It's going to take some time to get back to really challenging for the title. But I think we can get an automatic boost to that point. We can get an extra sprint towards the top of the mountain if we sign them players, sort out the mentality, sort out the tactics, get a better medical team. This is something I want to discuss as well. The medical team clearly aren't doing something right if we're getting loads of injured players.
Well, no, Kane. They should suggest that Kane shouldn't be playing every game. It's stupid.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Why are they not suggesting that? Why are they not doing that?
Well, they might be, but Pochettino's just like, well, who else am I going to play? And Mourinho's probably like, well, who else am I going to play? Who else are they going to play? Realistically.
Yeah, I still think there's an issue with our medical team, though. We're either working them too hard in training, or the complete opposite. We're not working them hard enough, so they're not keeping up fitness. There's a lot of issues that could be going on. We can only speculate, to be totally honest. So, by the way, where were we? Yeah, where were we? So
The team
I'm
before you
going.
went on about medical stuff.
Yeah, I went 4-2-3-1. So I have
So
three
do you
kind
want
of
to do your front
midfielders,
four and I'll do my
wingers.
front three?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, you go first. You can.
All right. I went. So I went Bergwijn on the left.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
same.
I think he could be really good for them. I went on the right. I went Son.
Okay.
I don't know what anyone else. And so I was a bit stuck between Lucas and Ali. I didn't know whether to play Lucas or Ali. So in the end, I went Lucas.
Okay. Yeah.
And I went Kane up front. That's what I went.
Okay. So I went basically. I went Bergwijn on the left, Son in the middle, centre forward position, and on the right, Lucas Moura up front. I've gone Timo Werner because we're going to rob them from Chelsea. No, we're going to with Kane. I put Kane up front.
Your pronunciation of Bergwijn is offending me, but yeah, I'd play him on the left. Kane
Oh
up
yeah,
top, and Son on right.
I remember we discussed it originally when he came to Tottenham and scored against Man City.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you
When he
corrected me, and
first joined.
I just totally forgot about the correction. So I'm pretty sure that is the thing. Is though, even commentators, they're like Bergwijn, and it's like they
We
say
literally know it's wrong.
that the
We
commentators.
searched.
The commentators say, I don't know. I think it's a strange name to
It means
pronounce.
of the river.
What?
It means of the river. If anyone's interested.
Well, if our current form is a river, it's a waterfall. That's that explains our form currently. Literally. Yeah, but let's hope now we have what do you call things that go up in water? Water doesn't go up though, does it? It kind of. Well, let's hope water does go up and we defy gravity and water flies up. we'll be fine. Shall we move on to the final club? We're going to discuss on that lovely note.
The worst.
Let's move on to the worst team.
West Ham or something?
Yeah. The Arse team. The
QPR.
Arse. Let's move on to Arse. Okay, so I'm aware this is taking a while now, so we're just gonna speed it up slightly, not like rush it, but we're gonna speed it up slightly with the Arsenal kind of prediction for the future, if you want to call it that. The London club special and the final club we're going to be speaking about today, Arsenal. Let's get straight into the rumours, guys, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, rumours. I'm going to start off with a very good one. Just to give you an idea, I put this likely on 1 out of 10. Have you heard about this one? It's Griezmann.
Oh, yeah.
Where have you heard that, then?
That is just... It's the worst rumour.
You're on Arsenal fan TV too much, mate.
No, I genuinely searched up because I didn't know any, so I just kind of typed in Arsenal transfer rumours, and the first thing that came up was Griezmann to Arsenal. I was like, what the fuck? That's never gonna happen. But yeah,
You've
1 out of
been
10.
trolled by some kid on the internet.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, we're probably gonna end up on like a troll, the troll station YouTube channel. We're just gonna today
Yes,
we
we've
epic
got
trolled to
the
see
online
the
team was
football chat.
hot.
The real football chat actually read our news article. Yeah. Let's get back to Griezmann. 1 out of 10, yeah.
Yeah, not happy.
Not happy. Mega fuming. Not happy about this.
Right.
Really not happy about.
Yeah, I don't think Griezmann's happening. Obviously, I've got another French striker though.
Okay. We might as well transition into that. Yeah.
Well, I've got Wissam Ben Yedder, and I think this would be a banging signing. I don't know how likely it is to happen, but he does play for Monaco, so this could be seen as an upgrade. I don't know if it is, especially if Auba and Lacazette go. It makes a whole lot of sense to get in Wissam Ben Yedder because he's very similar in his style to Aubameyang.
Yeah, it would make sense if one of their strikers go, but if they don't sell either of their strikers, which I'm not sure whether they will or not, but
I think Aubameyang.
There's a lot of ifs and buts.
Or I think Lacazette will probably go, and Aubameyang could as well.
Okay. So you think if one of the strikers go, I can see Ben Yedder coming, but at the moment, with neither of the strikers gone, I'm gonna say like maybe a 3 out of 10, maybe a 2 because I can't see him coming without a striker being sold.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no reason for him
I
to
get
come
what you're
without
saying.
a striker being sold.
I've got a lot of links that kind of play in the same positions because Arsenal have been linked to a lot of strikers
Yeah.
like Weghorst, Roback, who isn't
Yeah.
well known, but he's a Swedish striker. He's quite good. Justin Kluivert can play up top. Odsonne Edouards, Osimhen. I've put them all kind of around the same. Could happen, but I don't. It all depends on where the Lacazette goes. I think
Yeah.
Roback will happen anyway, but the others, it's all dependent on whether Laka or Orba go. So.
Okay, yeah. Should we move on to a non-striker for once? I think I touched my mask there. That's the only issue with these masks. They're like really loose. So when I move my hand, it just flips out. Okay. Party.
Yes, I've got him. I
Yeah.
think it's a great signing, but I don't know if it'll happen.
I put 35 out of 10. No, that's 3.5 out of 10. 35 out of 10. Okay,
I should put
3.5. You put 8. I put 3.5 out of 10 for Party.
Well, again, I've kind of mixed it with, would this be a good signing for Arsenal? Would this be a good signing for Party? Would this be, could I see this happening?
Yeah. I could see it
don't know if
happening,
will
but I
happen,
think
it
my
would be a great
standards.
signing for Arsenal.
I think my standards are a lot higher when it comes to likeliness because you're saying 8. I haven't done anything over like 6 or 7. I don't think so.
Yeah, you should have just done out of 5.
Yeah, that's about
Every
right.
transfer, you're like, well, it could happen, but I don't think it will. That's kind of what rumor is. You don't know if it's
Yeah.
going to happen, but it might.
Yeah. That's a very good point. But Party, I'm not sure if it'll happen, but it might. No, I'm joking. Party, I can see it happening, but
Yeah.
they maybe the selling of a central defensive midfielder or a midfielder from Arsenal already. It's like Ceballos. Obviously, he
Well,
might.
they've got a stacked account. Well, he'll just go back to Real.
Yeah.
Probably. They've got a stacked club. They've got lots.
Did you
of
say
depth,
stacked
but I
account?
think it's just rubbish. Yeah,
thought-
that's a stacked account.
Stacked account.
I'll
Oh
fall
yes.
I just fall for nice skins. You know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, good old art. Yeah. You know, if Party will get me a good link to Aubameyang up front in my FIFA team. So I'm gonna get that. Okay, so Party, yeah, I'm saying 3.5, but as I said, my standards are a lot higher than yours. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I'm gonna put something over 7 or 8, I'm almost certain it's gonna happen. So
Have you got any defenders?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've got one.
I've got
I've-
one big one.
I've got one.
All right, shall I start?
Yeah, you go.
Is it of
Alright.
Meccano?
Yeah, Deo of Meccano.
Okay.
I've done research on this. So apparently, according to Sky, Arsenal have been given a huge boost in their race to sign Deo of Meccano after it's claimed Leipzig have made a promise to the North London outfit.
Oh.
So apparently, last January they said we're not selling him now, but next season we'll sell him to you. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But he's got 1 year left on his contract, so he's gonna go. We know he's gonna go. He's not gonna stay. And yeah, I don't think Leipzig want to lose him on a free. So
Maybe it could happen. It could happen. But basically, he's been linked with a lot of he's been linked with a lot of teams, though. Am I the only one that thinks that?
yeah,
No, he's been every Prem side pretty much.
And
Yeah.
even Sky, I don't think is fully reliable yet. I just don't think they are at all. I don't think I don't think any source will be 100% reliable because
Well, no,
even
there's
Sky.
definitely some more reliable sources. People like
yeah.
Fabrizio Romano.
Oh yeah. Follow him on Twitter. You know, you get all that epic news. He actually said
Yeah,
that Neymar's
everything
coming
he
to
said-
Tottenham, but it never actually happened.
He didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that. Just a quick disclaimer. He didn't say that. Could you imagine? I
don't
just go on
think I have
Twitter now.
Meccano.
And it's...
I overlooked it with Meccano, to be honest.
Okay. Should we move on to the defender I have written down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
have you got
He's been linked with every single person. I've said him in every single list,
Koulibaly?
and it's no exception for Arsenal. It is Thiago Silva.
yeah,
Yeah, sure, whatever.
He's been linked
Same-
with
same as
basically
my
every
Chelsea
single
answer.
club.
yeah. We know that he's been linked with all these clubs. We know he's good, but
Everton, anywhere basically. Just he's
Yeah.
going somewhere, and he's a good player.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know he's going somewhere, and he's definitely experienced as well. That's another thing. He's
Could just
experienced.
go back to Brazil and play with Dani Alves. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, there's a lot of places he could go. Let's face it, a lot of clubs will want him. Whether Arsenal will get him, I'm not sure. What's the likeliness of this one, lads?
2, 3.
I put 3.
4.
3.
Yeah,
4.
whatever.
Oh, 4.
Legend.
4. Yeah. I don't know. That was very half-hearted 4, though, wasn't it?
I've actually got a different defender as well.
Okay.
I've gone for Daniel Regani.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's good and would bring some solidity to a very shaky Arsenal defence. Well, not really defence, but centre backs are poor. And I think Saliba's coming back. Pablo Mari's good. I was originally going to put him in, but Regani, Saliba at the back seems much more solid than David Luiz.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, then again, David Luiz has signed a new contract, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think he'll probably be back up. They could sell Socrates or someone like that.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to sign a centre-back of some sort, I personally think. I've got a lot of rumours for us, and I think this is actually the most I've written down.
Yeah, I'm
so
not saying they're just linked to a load of people, but it's all kind of,
yeah,
but probably
half-hearted
not,
kind
but
of.
maybe.
Yeah. But that's very much what a transfer rumour is, isn't it, Jack?
Should we do predictions then?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've got a couple.
I've got like
Can I say a
Bernadette
couple?
and people
Can I
like
say a
that,
couple?
but
Because
Coutinho,
Coutinho
go.
is an obvious one. We've said this every single time.
unrealistic.
One that
I
I've
don't
not
think he's
one that
going
I've not
long.
heard for either club is Depay.
Yeah, that makes sense if Lacazette goes. But
Yeah, I've heard if
okay, I can see
Lacazette
that happening.
or Aubameyang goes, Depay could be a good option.
Yeah.
But
I
if
think
neither
definitely
goes, there's no
Lacazette. I
point.
don't think he really replaces Aubameyang in terms of his goals and how he plays, but in terms of Lacazette, he's very similar.
Yeah. I think that's the only one that kind of isn't linked with every club in London. So yeah, let's move on to the Finnish predictions. This isn't a production. So, Premier League. Where do you think they're going to finish? You start.
Ninth.
You start. Ninth. Oh. Now is it
Actually, 19th.
is it mad that I support Tottenham? Tottenham absolutely hate Arsenal, yet I've put them above ninth.
Nah, for me, I reckon Arsenal have fallen massively. Like they've gone from the Invincibles to a team that everyone's laughing at.
The
Honestly,
Unvincibles.
yeah, I think I said 10th. I honestly think if they don't have a good transfer
Wow.
window,
Okay.
they are really going to struggle.
Wow.
What
Okay.
I don't understand is why everyone's like, oh, they're coming back. Like, why are you saying this? You don't. What evidence have you got to support that
Yeah.
Arsenal are going
What's
to be
your
back
proof?
next season?
If they had proof, fair enough.
It's
But at the
like-
moment they don't. So.
Well, I can see them doing what Aston Villa have done. They were a good club in the past, but are going to slowly fall off. And I could see them in 10 years being where Aston Villa are now.
Relegation.
Kind of flip-flop between Championship and Prem every season and having not great time.
That is crazy though,
I want
isn't
to
it?
see Arsenal fan TV when they get relegated.
Oh,
next
that'll be
season.
mental.
That's just what I want
Can't
to see.
wait. Yeah, I
That'd be
really want to see that. But that's crazy to think that though, because in our lifetimes, there's quite a high chance that at least one of these three clubs
One of
will
the
be in
big
relegation.
six that they're referred as a big six
Yeah.
are going to drop off probably. There's a chance they don't, but there's a chance they do.
Yeah. But yeah, Arsenal, I actually put higher. So I
Loser.
said
You're wrong.
I probably might be. I have no idea. It's depending on their summer. A bit like Spurs, to be totally honest. It's really depending on their summer. I put for them 7th/8th/9th. I'm really not sure, but I'm saying
Yeah.
around the area.
But I actually went for first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th,
Yeah,
16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Don't think they'll finish 20th, but they could finish anywhere else.
yeah. Any of them places. Yeah. Good prediction from Jack there. If it does happen, then you've got to give him £1,000. So you know,
Yeah.
Charlie didn't actually sign up to this contract, but we've actually forged his signature, so he's got no.
Yeah, right. I'll give him £1,000 if Arsenal get relegated. I'll give him
Oh.
£1,000.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Go on then. Sure.
Could you
Go on,
imagine? We'll have you on in a year, Charlie.
It's on video, so if Arsenal get relegated,
it's on YouTube, so I can't really.
Oh no,
get
lads,
it
to stop recording now. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. We're all saying kind of like mid-table-ish for Arsenal.
hmm
Yep, they're a mid-table
Now I'm in
club.
relegation zone.
Last
I'm
time
now
I said
going
that,
relegation
though.
zone.
Last time I said they were a mid-table club, Spurs are now behind them, so I'm not going to say they're a mid-table club.
Tottenham are a mid-table club.
I really hope not. I really hope not. Oh God.
I mean, you're in the middle of the.
Well, yeah, at the moment we are a mid-table club, but I don't want to turn into a club that finishes mid-table every single season.
Not Burnley.
Not a Burnley, definitely not a
Burnley
Burnley.
just mediocrity.
Where do you think they'll make it to the FA Cup?
Not
First
that
round
far.
knockout.
Yeah,
First
not
round
that.
knockout.
Okay,
Someone
I
like
put quarters.
Rochdale.
I put quarters. Quarters or semis.
I mean, they're known
Why
for
do
the
you like Arsenal so much?
I don't. I hate Arsenal, but I'm just being realistic. I'm looking at where they are now. They're
They're
in
going
the
to win
semis
the
now, aren't
Europa
they?
League. They're going to finish top of the league, and they're going to win the League Cup.
Okay, right. I'll tell the truth. I've been lying this whole time. No, I haven't, to be fair. But I'm probably being too generous. Because I really hate Arsenal. To be totally honest, I genuinely have. I hate Arsenal. They are
You
just...
were trying to make it look like you weren't biased, but we weren't. Me and
Yeah.
Daddy were like, we hate Arsenal and they're bad. You're like, well, I hate them and they're not going to do this well, but I'll put them up a bit because if not, everyone will say I'm biased.
Yeah. So well, no, screw it. I think they're gonna quarters max. Why not? We'll say that. I don't know whether I'm still gonna try and not be biased. The fact they could make it
I
further,
put
but
no
I don't
European
know.
competitions as well. I don't think they'll get any European competitions.
If they don't get European competitions, which I really hope they don't, because if Arsenal do, the odds are Spurs won't.
And Tottenham don't. Oh, I would laugh.
Oh, that would be devastating. But if they don't, or if they do even, I can only see them going as far as maybe the quarters, semis.
No, I think if they get in it, they'll probably get to the final. But
Okay, semis. I'll say semis.
I mean, if they win the Europa League, are they still in that? They are, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
Then they'll get. Well, if they win it, they'll get Champions League football next season. So
Oh yeah,
they could be back
good
in the
point.
Champions League by next year.
Oh yeah, that would really
Whereas
really not be
Tottenham
good.
aren't.
No, we're in the Champions League, innit? Like we're gonna get rebooted.
You got
Like
knocked out by Leipzig.
I'm joking, Jack. I'm
Thanks to Timo Werner.
joking, Jack. Leave me alone. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, okay. This is really gonna. This is actually the Crime for 24 Hours podcast. Yeah, is
It's
that
gonna
it?
go on
Oh no, we need to
24
make
hours at
the
this
squad.
point.
So we've made our predictions. I've probably been way too generous, but oh well. I'm flipping my notepad over because I have the other squad. I have their squad. Just don't mind me. Just story time. Okay, right. I've got their squad up now. Okay, so goalkeeper.
Leno.
Leno.
Easy.
Yep, Leno.
Easy.
Okay, let's go. Just the whole defense. Tierney, Louise, Saliba, Bellerin.
Yeah,
Same, but Ragani and not Luiz.
yeah,
Okay.
I've gone new centre back instead of Louise. So
I think it should be that, but I'm really hoping it's not because I want to see Louise screw up even more than he already has.
yeah,
So
I've gone for 4-3-3 by the way as well.
I've gone for a 4-2-3, but no, I haven't. Actually, I have. No, I have. I've gone with 4-2-3-1 for every single squad.
Carbon copies.
Literally, can't. Yeah.
yeah. I've gone for a 4-1-2-1-2.
I've gone
So-
for a 4-2-1-3-5-6-7-2.
2-5-3.
2-5-3.
Just Luiz at the back. 7 up top, and I've many left in the midfield.
So now, because I have two CDMs, I'm gonna say Torreira and Party.
Yeah, I went Party as my one CDM.
Yeah, Torreira and Party makes sense to me.
Party, Guendouzi, and Torreira.
Okay. We're slowly losing enthusiasm here. First we were like, yes, so we're gonna go in left back. And
Yes,
now we're like,
Chelsea team. Wow, we've got Werner, we've got Sancho,
Now
we've
we're
got
like,
Ziyech,
so we got Saka.
I guess- Martinelli maybe.
So okay, because obviously I'm doing 4-2-3-1, so I have three like midfield, wingers actually. Okay,
Same.
so listen, I don't think I'm looking back. I really regret putting this in. In fact, I'm gonna get bullied if I do say that. So let me just quickly think. You go over your attack. Let me just think what my options are here.
Right, I've got a midfield of Ozil, Ceballos, and in that camera I've got Pepe. I can see him
Cam?
yeah, I can
Okay.
I can see Pepe doing well as I can. I really can. When he's coming, he's drifted. Yeah, well, he's drifted into the midfield a lot from the right, and what he's done there, I think he's looked good. So
Okay,
Alright.
I'm prepared to say mine now. 15. Let's say 15 likes, 1-5, and I'll say who I put there originally, but I'm not gonna say it now. So I'm gonna put Saka on the left.
yeah,
In central attacking midfield, Ozil,
okay,
and on the right, Pepe.
all right.
Tell me
right.
you put in Saka instead of Martinelli.
No, oh, yeah, I did. To be fair, yeah.
I went for front three: Martinelli, Ben Yedder, and then either Orba or Pepe, based on whether
Yeah,
Aubameyang sticks
obviously
around.
I'm playing 4-2-3-1, so I've got a striker of Aubameyang, and that is it. We're going to do the
Yeah.
outro
I think
there?
that's everything then.
Yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Genuinely, if you have watched to the end of this podcast, you deserve a gold medal. If
Mate,
you've,
yeah,
if you,
forget-
okay, listen, I'm going to
Message us.
say, you have to comment.
Message us.
What?
If anyone has watched to the end of this podcast, message us
Yeah.
so we can actually see if
I'm
you've
going
watched
to say, okay. If you've watched to the end of
there
this
needs to be a
podcast-
code word.
No, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to say. Comment down
Yeah.
below.
Bangs and mash.
What should we say? Bangs and mash. There you go. You have to put bangs
Bangs.
and mash in the comments if you've watched to the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
We'll heart it. We'll pin it. Assuming there's not more than one because we can't pin more than one.
You get a shout out
Um,
in the next one, mate.
Yeah, we'll shout
If
you
we
out
remember.
in the TFC Weekly or possibly the next long podcast. But anyway, thank you
Also,
for
check
watching
out-
to the end.
Check out TFC Predict 8. That's coming back for
Yep, on
little
our
quarantine
Instagram.
tournament.
Basically, Jack runs it, but it's basically you get a group together and you all predict. The scores is pretty simple. Predict 8 different games. The better you are at predicting, I guess you can say. I guess it's more luck in it, really, but still, the better you are.
It's knowledge, isn't it? You don't go 5-0 Arsenal if they're playing against Man City and go, well, they could have. It's all just luck at the end of the day. I just roll a
Yeah,
dice
good
and
point. Yeah.
do a prediction.
If you do say that, then you're maybe you're not set out for the TFC Predict 8. Okay, but basically, whoever's the best predictor gets more points, and at the end of the season, we'll have a table. We'll shout out whoever gets first, second, maybe even third. But yeah, thanks
and
for
there's
watching.
always a weekly winner. They get shout out.
Yep, and also subscribe to my main channel. I probably would have had like a tag or something. I'll have it on the end screen. That's what I have, and in the link in the description, you can go and check out my main channel, where I post things aside from football. So I like to keep a lot of everything football-based on this channel. But anyway, thank you for watching this very long episode of the TFC podcast. I'm not sure whether the next TFC podcast is going to be this long. If it is, then hopefully you enjoy this. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Well, Charlie won't, because he won't. He's not going to be there next time. Goodbye.